Shakespeare's Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometimes declines, but it chants or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou oust, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Sonnet 130, William Shakespeare. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses I see in her cheeks, and in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground, and yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare. Andrew Marvell to his coy mistress. Had we but whirled enough in time, this coyness, lady, were no crime. We would sit down and think which way to walk and pass our long love's day. Thou by the Indian Ganges side shouldest rubies find. I by the tide of Humber would complain. I would love you 10 years before the flood, and you should, if you please, refuse till the conversion of the Jews. My vegetable love should grow faster than empires and more slow. 100 years should go to praise thine eyes, and on thy forehead gaze. 200 to adore each breast, but 30,000 to the rest. An age at least to every part, and the last age should show your heart. For lady, you deserve this state, nor would I love at lower rate. But at my back I always hear time's winged chariot hurrying near, and yonder all before us lie deserts of vast eternity. Thy beauty shall no more be found, nor in the marble vault shall sound my echoing song. Then worms shall try that long preserved virginity, and your quaint honor turning to dust, and into ashes all my lust. The grave's fine and private place, but none, I think, do there embrace. Now therefore, while the youthful hue sits on the skin like morning dew, and while thy willing soul transpires, now at every pore with instant fires, now let us sport us while we may, and now like amorous birds of prey, rather at once our time devour, than languish in its slow chapped power. Let us roll all our strength and all our sweetness up into one ball, and tear our pleasures with rough strife. Though through the iron gates of life, thus though we cannot make our sun stand still, yet we will make him run. When we two parted, Lord Byron. When we two parted, in silence and tears, half broken-hearted, to sever for years, pale grew thy cheek and colder thy kiss. Truly that hour foretold sorrow in this. The dew of the morning sunk chill on my brow. It felt like the warning of what I feel now. Thy vows are all broken, and light is thy fame. I hear thy name spoken, and share in its shame. They name thee before me, a kneel to mine ear, a shudder comes over me. Why wert thou so dear? They know not I knew thee. Who knew thee too well? Long, long shall I rue thee, too deeply to tell. In secret we met, in silence I grieve, that thy heart could forget, thy spirit deceive. If I should meet thee after long years, how should I greet thee with silence and tears? Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Sonnet 43. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight for the ends of being an ideal grace. I love thee to the level of everydays, most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seemed to lose. With my lost saints, I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears, all of my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. E. Cummings, Since Feeling is First. Since feeling is first, who pays any attention to the syntax of things will never wholly kiss you. Wholly to be a fool while spring is in the world. My blood approves, and kisses are a better fate than wisdom. Lady, I swear by all flowers, don't cry. The best gesture of my brain is less than your eyelids flutter, which says, we are for each other, then laugh, leaning back in my arms, for life's not a paragraph, and death, I think, is no parenthesis. James Fenton, In Paris with You. Don't talk to me of love, I've had an earful, and I get tearful when I downed a drink or two. I'm one of your talking wounded, I'm hostage, I'm marooned, but I'm in Paris with you. Yes, I'm angry at the way I've been bamboozled, and resentful at the mess that I've been through. I admit I'm on the rebound, and I don't care where we are bound. I'm in Paris with you. Do you mind if we do not go to the Louvre? If we stay sawed off to the sodding Notre Dame? If we skip the Champs-Élysées and remain here in this sleazy old hotel room, doing this and that, to what and whom, learning who you are, learning what I am. Don't talk to me of love, let's talk of Paris, the little bit of Paris in our view. There's that crack across the ceiling, and the hotel walls are peeling, and I'm in Paris with you. Don't talk to me of love, let's talk of Paris. I'm in Paris with the slightest thing you do. I'm in Paris with your eyes, your mouth. I'm in Paris with all points south. Am I embarrassing you? I'm in Paris with you. This is my well-loved copy of the 5th edition, which is shorter, of the Norton Anthology of Poetry.